For me, I think we should all continue to pursue our idea of a better Nigeria. And that person that that I feel is perfectly suited for that position is Peter Obi. And I think that I've known Peter Obi for a long time. And one thing I know about him is his prudent nature. I think one of the greatest challenge we face in government today is the waste in our government. I've told you about the kind of money being spent. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company of Nigeria spent 30 billion naira on entertainment. 30 billion naira on entertainment. Just to drink tea and water. And nobody's accounting, nobody's being held responsible for that. I saw the audit report. We're talking about 17.5 trillion naira for pipeline security. We're talking about 7.5 trillion for subsidy in 2024 when we had the 2023 budget that shouldn't even carry anything like subsidy. So these are challenges that were clear. You say you are putting money in this in. There's no mitigating factor for the removal of subsidy. Today, people look for money. People earn 100,000 naira in 2023. We're able to work and go to work. Because of those impulsive decisions, I'm telling you, inflation have deeply eaten out into the pocket of these young Nigerians and have made them to become underemployed. They're no longer employed. They go to work, but they're underemployed, and they suffer the consequences of that decision of the president. You go and try the cost of transportation from Masaka to Abuja today. It is mind-blowing. So anybody who works within that range, it's not because they are not well paid. It is because a government policy destroyed their earnings.
So in your mind, Peter Obi is the Messiah that we all should wait for.
As a Christian, I don't want to use Messiah, but I think he's the right person. And I'm very sure, I'm convinced. There's nothing hard. I will want to be in government. I have friends who have called me that please go and meet this person. I have friends who have senior people I've worked with, before. I want to mention who are senior men in the APC. But I am convinced for the purpose of public and prudent management of our public resources, Peter Obi is the best person. Because if we go by cost-cutting measures and we reduce the cost of governance, I'm telling you, we'll be able to save enough money to improve on our healthcare, to improve on infrastructure about our road, to improve infrastructure about how we manage our institution. We have wasted a lot of resources in doing nothing, and we are not moving because we continue to have motion without movement. So much money being spent, much budget being appropriated.
You so much believe in Peter Obi, but someone like Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, doesn't think that the effort or the performance of Peter Obi in Anambra State when he was governor is anything to write home about. That record, he doesn't think is enough to be able to hand over the affairs of this country into the hands of a Peter Obi.
When did he start behaving like that? When? Of recent, because there are videos of him going to commission project with Peter Obi in Anambra, where he was praising Peter Obi for being the most prudent governor, the most successful governor in the history of our country. There are videos. Those videos are there. So when did it change? Is it after the Premium Times report and the expose of the BBC about the election in Rivers State that were manipulated in favor of Tinubu in the state? Is it after that? Because I don't know when it changed. I don't know when his decision about
But his view is that in the 8 years of running the affairs of Anambra State, Peter Obi kept state funds in the bank instead of investing in infrastructure, and therefore lacks the moral standing to criticize other people.
That's why Nigeria is not saving for the future. There was a time we wanted to have a national. They call it, it's skipping my head now, the fund that we're supposed to save at the time during Obasanjo-Wela, Nigeria's Sovereign Wealth Fund or something, and the governors went against it. This money is supposed to be saved for future generation and be able to cushion whatever external shock that comes to affect the country. What Peter Obi was doing was to increase the credit rating of the state, and that is what you do. Nobody keeps the money that I could steal. Every government who want to leave, they steal money. You can't keep money in the bank account when you have the capacity to steal the money.
One of the most unintelligent arguments or criticisms I have seen against Peter Obi is criticizing him for saving money. That sounds so dumb, honestly. How can a man be wrong for saving part of the money he gets? It seriously sounds very ridiculous. In any sane society, when a leader shows discipline with public funds, When a leader demonstrates that government money is not personal pocket money, that leader is praised. But in Nigeria, some people will twist even the most responsible behavior and try to turn it into a fault. It still shocks me that something as basic as saving money for the state is what some people are using as an attack point. Unfortunately, about 99% of those running our government across Nigeria have never made money outside government, so they don't know how money works. They don't understand investment, they don't understand cash flow, they don't understand long-term planning. All they know is year in, year out, they get allocations from government and that's all. They spend everything, borrow more, leave debts, and move on. That is the cycle they are used to. So when they see someone who actually knows how money works, someone who treats public funds with care and strategy, they become confused. And instead of learning, they criticize out of ignorance. Peter Obi was saving 10% of the money that comes to the state, and he worked with the remaining 90%. He was essentially proving that good governance is not about reckless spending, it is about smart spending. How can someone criticize such a great move if not that such a person doesn't know anything about money management? Even in personal finance, everyone understands the importance of saving and investment. How much more when you are running a whole state with millions of people depending on you? The fact that Obi saved money should be something every governor studies, not something anyone should mock. And the saving was not even just kept in the banks to be idle funds. They were kept in the form of investments that continue to grow, investments that increased the value of the state's assets, investments that positioned Anambra for future stability. That's what financially literate leaders do. Meanwhile, the remaining 90% was well utilized for the people of the state. This is the part people don't talk about. Obi didn't save money and then abandon development. No, he saved money and still delivered development at a level that many governors with higher allocations couldn't touch. He constructed the highest kilometers of road more than any governor of his time, such that he even got an award for it. This is not propaganda, it's documented. While other governors were spending everything and leaving debts behind, Obi was saving, investing, building roads, improving schools, and paying workers. Yet some people still open their mouths to ask why he saved money. It makes you wonder if they are truly asking questions or they are simply being mischievous. He won the Millennium Development Goal Award as the best performing governor in the entire Nigeria. And that is not an award you buy or lobby for. It is strictly based on measurable performance. That is a testament to his achievement in Anambra State. That is evidence that his approach worked. So if someone wants to criticize, they should first show their own results. They should show where reckless spending produced better outcomes. They should show how wastefulness helped their own state. Because from what we can see, it is only a disciplined, forward-thinking leader that leaves a solid legacy, and Peter Obi did exactly that.